What's going on, shoe fanatics? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me here once again. It's been a little bit since I gave you a video. I think I missed the video on the Jordan 4 SBs. I may come around and do that later on, but in case you haven't noticed, maybe you have noticed, I'm in a dedicated sneaker room right now. Got my setup, going to get popping here. I'm going to put little trinkets here and there, just something to give the channel a little bit more pop, be able to give you guys some more dedicated content more frequently and with better production quality, hopefully. So, all that being said, got a special shoe today. I know I talk about shoes being special all the time, but this one a little bit is, and it's an early look, and I'll tell you why it's all special coming right up. We have your ordinary, but not so ordinary Nike Jordan 1 box. As you can see, it does have that black base, but you had that nice lucky green accents all around the box, including the top, and here on the sides, all over the place, you know what I mean? This is what Nike has been doing lately with the Jordan 1s, giving us these special boxes, and I am definitely appreciative of it. Size tag reads Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, black, lucky green, white. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm beyond pleased to present to you the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green. So as I always say, first we're gonna talk about the shoe, and then we're gonna talk about the shoe. Coming to the bottom, you have that nice lucky green radial traction pattern, which is our guy Nightwing over on Webchester says this is the greatest traction ever made. Flipping up to the midsole, you actually have a white midsole. I know a lot of times Jordan Brand has been using a lot of sail, a lot of off-white colors on the midsole. This one looks to be a nice pure white, and again, it goes with the theme of the shoe. Coming up to the lateral side of the shoe, you do have that black toe color blocking. Black toe, of course, should be self-explanatory, but a black toe cap with a white toe on the top of it. You have a black tongue, nylon mesh, I guess, same as normal. And then you have on the side panels, you have the nice white, and it's not really tumbled. It's got a little tumble to it, but not the most tumbled thing we've ever seen. On the back heel, as well as the collar, you have a more flat leather, not a whole lot of tumble to it, in that lucky green colorway. As aforementioned, on the top of the collar, you have another black flat color blocking here. As per usual, you have a black mesh liner on the interior. And I'll work on getting a light set up so you guys can see the insole, but believe me when I say it's a black insole with the lucky green Nike Air on the inside. As you can see, the shoe itself does come with a pair of lucky green laces already laced inside the shoe. And as always, with that environmentally friendly box in there, Move to Zero initiative, Nike has given us some nice flat black cotton laces. And those are probably going to be the ones that's going to make their way into the shoe. But of course, as always, I'm going to give you some on foot and give you a little bit of lace swap action at the end of the video, and you guys be the judge which ones you like the best. So as far as the leather quality on this shoe is concerned, it does seem like that there is a decent amount of polyurethane coating on here. And for those of you who don't know, polyurethane, the more they spray on the shoe, it seems kind of stiff. Now, in 2023 and the like, with the remastered version 2 of the Jordan 1, it seems like Jordan Brand kind of scaled back with the polyurethane coating. So, I can't really quite tell if it's a lot of polyurethane or just a lot of stiff leather on the shoe. But overall, this nice flat matte look really adds to how the shoe looks. So as far as the shoe itself is concerned, that's pretty much it. As I always say, if you've seen one Jordan 1, you've seen them all. But in this particular case, I like to talk about some of the little intricate details about this particular shoe and where Nike and the sneakers that kind of maybe got their wires crossed. But let's think about it for a minute. So the way sneaker news moves these days, you kind of get these early looks months and months and months in advance. So shout out to Z Sneakerhead, Sneaker Files, and the like. We knew this shoe was coming, a while ago. And the thing about it is, what I thought and what probably most people thought is that we were just going to get another Jordan 1 Lucky Green colorway. And so when I mentioned another Lucky Green colorway, I'm referring to this one, of course. Now this is 2020, I believe. This was a women's exclusive Air Jordan 1 High Lucky Green. Now this shoe and its leather quality is super soft, super buttery, super tumbled. One of the best quality Jordan 1s I've had in my hand. I know guys make a big to-do about the shattered backboard. Never had one, never felt one, so I don't know. But this one, along with something like the UNC Chicago women's colorway, is very plush, very pliable, and very nice. And again, this is that kind of Chicago color blocking minus the black collar. So with this shoe, I thought you were getting a spiritual successor to the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green that released in 2020. Again, don't quote me, I think that's right though. However, if you pull up the sneakers app and you see the little blurb that's written down in the splash page for the Lucky Green, they kind of reference this shoe as being maybe the DMP in a new form for 2023. So for those of you who don't know, the DMP means Defining Moments Pack. Jordan Brand at various times and intervals in their history put out certain shoes to commemorate some highlights from Jordan's career. In this particular case, in 2009, they released the DMP Jordan 1 pack, Defining Moments pack, which consisted of a 2009 Lucky Green Jordan 1 similar to this, as well as a 2009 version of the Air Jordan 1 Black and Red or the Bread. So this particular configuration is how the DMP pack looked. Now in 2009, you're talking about back in the day when the Jordans had Jumpmans on the back of the shoe. In addition to that, they also had Jumpmans on the tongue. So I mean, this was a different time and place way back in 2009. Now on the back of that shoe, they also had the date the game took place. And the game I'm talking about, of course, is the playoff game, I believe in 1985, when MJ dropped like 63 points on the Boston Celtics. And again, that's the reason why you have this green colorway. A fun fact about that particular game, the shoe that MJ actually wore was the Jordan 1 Chicago, not the Bread as released in that pack. So there you go. Now, of course, even though the Bulls lost that series, that's the game in which Larry Bird said something along the lines of, that wasn't Michael Jordan, that was God disguised as Michael Jordan. And, you know, pretty much the rest is history. But that DMP shoe did have a much darker colorway. It was almost like a more pine green. I think it was actually called like classic green at the time in 2009. So again, on that Sneakers That blurb, it makes reference to that game when it comes to this shoe. So as I mentioned earlier, it's almost like they want to call this the reimagining or the second coming of the DMP from 2009. I will say, however, that it's more likely that this green, this lucky green Celtics, is much closer in color to the jerseys that the Celtics wore then and probably now too. So for those of you who don't know, this Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green was directly inspired, I believe, by that game, if not for the rivalry between the Celtics and the Bulls. Case in point, the insole of this particular shoe does have the parquet floor from the old Boston Garden kind of, you know, screen printed on it. Not to mention the red hits probably representing MJ and the Chicago Bulls. But I must say, if this insole was on the inside of this shoe, then that would really take the cake. Maybe I can just go ahead and... With all that being said, whatever description, whatever kind of, you know, title they want to give to this particular Lucky Green, it is a nice colorway. I'm really a fan of the black toe color blocking. Even sometimes the bread toe, which would have like Lucky Green on the toe cap itself. I'm really happy to have this shoe. I'm glad I got it early. And definitely black lace is going to go in this shoe. Really nice, really respectable, especially if you're just starting out as a collector. This is one of the best shoes I think to have to start your collection with. That being said, as far as sneaker hype and this shoe is concerned, this shoe is basically almost the litmus test for whether or not hype has died down on the Jordan 1. Now granted, this is not a resale channel. I don't particularly care about resale, but I know some of you like to talk about it. The Jordan 1 for the longest time was one of the most dominant, pricier shoes on the market. I mean, from 2020 to about 2022, Jordan 1s along with Jordan 4s had the sneaker market in a chokehold. A shoe like this a couple of years ago would have been easily $300, maybe $350 on the aftermarket now, especially early. If you check for your sizes now, the shoe's probably hovering around somewhere in the low 200s, which is great because even if you want the shoe early, you can get it in your size for a decent, respectable price. But again, litmus test being this is one of the ones that if it was a couple years ago, it'd be up there. Now, not so much. But I get it, you know, it's a different time. People don't have the expendable cash like they used to. The resale market is down and it's green. A lot of people just don't like green or wear green or feature green heavily in their wardrobe. For future reference, the true test of whether or not people are cool on the Jordan 1 will be that UNC black toe, which is coming out soon, but we'll talk about that when I get that shoe. But again, I don't care about resale. All that being said, still a great quality Jordan 1. I love the colorway. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. And it's a winner for me. It's probably the best Jordan 1 to release this year, if I'm being honest, and I can remember all the Jordan 1s that came out. Better than Skylines, better than the Black Cements. This is it for sure. This is it for me right now. Hopefully there will be an abundance of pairs for everyone to get. These do release on April 15th for a price of $180. As usual, gold true to size. Again, this is the remastered version of the Jordan 1s. And that remastered means that the toe box and the shape is a little bit different than the ones that we got from about 2016 to about 2022, I believe. But yes, the toe box is a little bit slimmer. So I think true to size is still the best. And some of you who have narrow foot or just kind of regular size feet, you can probably go down a half a size. With all that being said, I'm gonna go outside, give you guys some lace swap options just so you can see how they look on feet. And this has been the Air Jordan 1 Lucky Green. Again, April 15th, price of $180, Sneakers app, and probably every place else. Again, I have been Jay Shoe Fanatic. Thank you so much. I'm going to be building the sneaker room up, putting some more little cool stuff in here until infinity. So long as you guys support and watch, I'm going to be here. Thank you guys for being here. Again, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Until the next one, I'm out of here, y'all. Gotta smell it. Oh, the original cut. There it absolutely is. I might like it better than the 2020 version.